Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. We're going to do a collective reading. We're going to use the Yin Yang Oracle today. It is the 2-year anniversary of the start of this genocide in Palestine today. So beware of what you are seeing, especially from mainstream media or the powers that be. The propaganda is going to be propaganda-ing today. Sob stories, victimhood on the side of the Israelis. Don't forget what you've seen happening, and don't forget the truth. Okay? Yesterday was a full moon in Aries. How does everybody feel? Did you charge your stuff? We have dreams, messages, self-care energy, control tactics, transformation, release, surrender, and purge coming out. All 5 of those energies. Where did my music go? Why would you do that, YouTube? That's some hater shit. Ridiculous. Alright. I had a crazy ass dream last night. I don't know about you. I had a dream I inherited a mansion, but it came with a rattlesnake, and I didn't want to deal with that, so I woke up. So dreams and messages, snake behavior. There could be some people in your energy that may not have your best interest, / they may be frenemies, and you may be getting information about that in your dreams. Trust it, okay? Aries energy is very fiery. It's very, it can be hot-headed, can be immature. So those could also be qualities of someone in your energy that maybe is not supposed to be, and maybe your guides are telling you about it, right? We have self-care energy, taking time to do you, right? Especially if you are recognizing that those close to you have some secret animosity, or maybe not so secret, feeling towards you. I often make friends and then they turn into frenemies quickly, and so I'm like, I wonder what the point is. Like, at what point did you become a hater? You know. Anyway, control tactics. The only thing you can control is yourself. So again, if you recognize that others are trying to control you, take a step back into your own energy for a minute. Did I turn the oven off? I don't know. Marley, knock it the fuck off. We have Pluto in transformation. Allow yourself to transform into the being you want. I got a channel message this morning, but I'm going to post it as a channel message, but I can tell you what it was. It is like giving permission to be yourself, right? Since I'm a mother, I'm going to come on as a mother and do that channel message. I wrote it on the whiteboard. There were a couple other things. It was like, be so authentically yourself, like whatever weirdly that is, fabulously, right? Those are the adjectives that came through. I think in these times we need people to be who they are, right? So release, surrender, and purge what no longer serves you within your own characteristics or your own behaviors, habits, actions, thought patterns, right? Allow yourself to release what is no longer serving, so that you can become, again, who you are, right? And it's really about reconnecting to your inner child. I'm going to have to get up in a minute and close that door, because he's going to go in there, and I can't let the cats in. So give me a sec. If you're a parent to an ADHD child, it's like they have, your superpower is bouncy. I'll be right back. Oh, no. Trip. I love how we don't close doors. You are mine. God, why does fall go so quick and summer takes so long? You know what I mean, Chicken Wing? It's like already October. Still felt like summer for September. Oh my god. Anyway, okay. We have vulnerability and guarded, and we have self-worth and expectations. Guard yourself against what you know you need to guard yourself against. Allow your dreams and allow your intuition to guide you on that, right? Of like who to put up walls with, or place boundaries with, or even cut the fuck out of your life. There are a lot of ways to protect yourself energetically. Highly recommend looking into those for yourself at this time, mostly because of the spiritual warfare. So entities can bounce from person to person, and so like, say you like leave a toxic relationship or an abusive situation, regardless of the sort of relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a family member, a coworker, a friend, a loved one, like lover situation. But you can leave a toxic situation and then become, make new friends or meet someone new in regards to whatever, and they have some of the same characteristics of the people that you just cut off, but you're like, oh, but this is a new person. So you like you forgive red flags, right? I'm like dressed like a giant red flag today. I don't usually wear red, but I got myself this red robe. Activating the root chakra. I don't know if Aries rules the root chakra, but for me it feels like it because it's such fiery energy. But anyway, so then you're like, oh, okay, well, they're not a bad person because they're like new to my life. But really what that can be sometimes is an entity attaching itself in different forms, and you, because the entity wants at you. So a lot of the times we need to just like totally pull back our energy, and focus on ourselves, right? Entities can hop. Alright. Especially if people are unhealed or if they're very low vibrational. The things that they like are very low vibrational, music-wise, food-wise, behavior-wise, like porn addicts, right? Or like all of that stuff is like really low vibrational. I mean, any sort of addiction is, but I believe we all have those things. It's about finding balance, right? I think that this society breeds addiction. We have remember, awakening, confusion, illusions, rose-colored glasses. What I was just saying, you keep those rose-colored glasses on because like it's a new person, and you're like, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and like, no, we had like these 3 really good times, and like I want to ignore all these red flags. So be careful about that. It can just be an entity trying to get at you, and the lower the vibration, the more that people don't recognize that they are harboring entities. I don't know if it's like a tangible thing. I think it is, but it's not really tangible on our level of experience. It's an energetic, it's a vibrational thing. So if you're vibrating like every dimension beyond the 3D has a different vibration, and the 3D does as well. But like there's different, like here on the 3D plane of existence, we all hold different vibrations. Some of us vibrate very high because we've healed. And others are very low, and they have no idea what this even means, right? They've never even heard the word vibration. But like, if you're a religious person, you understand that as like a necessary, like exorcism or something, right? Like, entities can feed off of people, they can harbor in people, and that comes out with compulsive behavior, habits, actions, anger, right? It comes out in the shadows. It never comes out as like a good thing. So just be aware of that. That's a very interesting, I think right now too, because of the psychological and spiritual warfare that we're experiencing from the powers that be, entities are hopping. And we've seen this. If you guys watched any of that Astro World shit with Travis Scott, you could see entities. You could see them flying. People, they kind of look like Dementors. Like you could see a dark, ghost-looking thing. And now with AI, everyone is just, if it's, so people are so low vibrational that they're not aware of this consciousness that they hold at all, and they're writing anything that is going, like, they're anything that brings up any sort of cognitive dissonance to them, which is like when you're presented with new information and it contradicts your held beliefs. That's called cognitive dissonance. Your brain isn't able to comprehend it because of the indoctrination, right? The things that you believe are something that you're holding on to so tightly. Like again, it's not like you're sitting here holding it like with your hands. It's like a coping mechanism almost. This is such an interesting message. So anyway, oh, with the introduction of AI, now everyone just, oh, it's AI. And there's no second thought about it, right? So again, critical thinking is incredibly important to, oh my god, I'm so sick of this fucking door issue. Baby, come on, pick a side, in or out? In or out? No, we're not gonna keep doing this back and forth. I'm kicking you out in and out. I'm gonna pull all this stuff out. I gotta do work. I can't be standing up every 2 fucking minutes. I'm putting your food in here. You can hang out in here when you get back inside. Oh. Did I tell you guys I had a dream about a mansion? If that was my house, everyone would have, it was so funny because I like inherited this mansion. And then I was like, well, let's go to the Dollar Tree and get this like little table. So, that may be a message. Maybe you're gonna come into something pretty large. Don't let it take over your entire personality. Stay humble. Okay? But anyway, so watch out for AI and stuff. Just at a collective level. I believe that the introduction of AI in this time is very strategic, obviously. And also, it's concerning, but it's incredibly predictable. They being the powers that be, don't want people to wake up to what's really happening. Obviously, I mean, they're pulling out all the last stops, and I started this message by warning about propaganda. So I believe AI is also, like AI images. I'm not necessarily talking about ChatGPT and stuff like that. I don't use any of that. I have no interest. I'd rather go back to the 90s. So that's kind of where I lay. We use tablets and we use technology, but I'm not going to let the technology co-opt my own mind. Spy watching and inspecting. You may be watched at this time. Again, that entity energy. Yeah. Maybe there was someone who you were really tight with and they became a hater. Maybe they're watching you. Peep it. Literally every social media platform tells you who's watching you, who's looking at your stuff. So pay attention to that. I would lay low on that too. I wouldn't let anyone know that you know. It's just my personal way of moving, but it's very successful. I have a success rate. What else? This is an interesting reading. Covering a lot. I'm happy we're not talking about fucking love, but sorry, I'm a little bitter. We have past lack suffering, and we have chemistry and passion. As I was literally saying, I'm glad we're not talking about love. Chemistry and passion came out. By golly. Anyway, past lack suffering. And then we have action, courage, and beginnings. So don't let yourself get into a space of past lack. When you feel it coming, harvest was really trying to come out. And yesterday was the harvest moon. When you feel lack coming through, it's gonna look, and entities use lack, right? I just said that, like, entities harbor or feed off of low vibration, and lack and suffering is a very low vibration. So again, getting out of that victim mentality, especially in the midst of spiritual warfare, AI. I mean, we're in like crazy ass times. Hey, tiny dude bro, I brought your tabby and your breakfast out here if you wouldn't mind joining me. Por favor. Yeah. We're gonna stay out here because I can't keep getting up to close that door. Those are mommy's vitamins. Do not eat them. Baby, those are for big bodies. No, that's not for you. That's a big body vitamin. Oh my god, bro. Dude, bro. Oh my god, what are you doing? Get that out of your fucking mouth, Niall. I'm telling you that's not for you. These are for me. Our bodies are very different. You can't take my stuff. Honey, listen to me the first time I say something to you, please. Oh my god. Here's my vitamin dish. It's alluring because it's his toy. You already took your vitamins. And then it's like anytime I want him to take any sort of medicine, he won't. You know, it's crazy. We have spirit guides and assistants peeking out. I'm taking it because I think that people really need to call on whatever it is that they believe. We have distance, retreat, or time out. Once you peep it, distance yourself from it. What we already talked about, people who are actually haters, people who are envious. And remember, it's, you know, the more unhealed someone is. So, like, if you think about it in, like, a biology term, right? Or, like you get a cut and you put Neosporin on it so it doesn't get infected, right? If you think about how, like, emotional wounds, your heart, right? Like, the things that you've been through have harmed you or hurt you. And if you can think of that in, like, a physical realm, right? So, like, I got my heart broken because I really trusted this person and they betrayed me, right? Whatever that was for you. I mean, we've all been through that. And so now I'm tough. I wear this harsh exterior. I don't let people see this part of me because it makes me feel weak. I don't want to get my heart broken again, right? So if you can recognize that for yourself, then you can recognize where you've been hurt, right? And this is all part of the healing process. So again, when we encounter people and they have red flags and we want to ignore them, right, myself included, I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt because I can do soul scans. I know why people are hurting. I know what they've been through more than likely without having to talk to them. And I can see how their behaviors are coming from a wounded space, right? But where we have to be careful is where the entities will attach. So say you, and usually that's with this like harsh pride, ego, exterior, right? And again, we already talked about like the bad habits, right? Or bad habits, shadow aspects, behaviors and mentalities that come because of that pain. So if you think of a cut, like an open cut, and you put Neosporin on it and you clean it out with like Bactrim or whatever, alcohol, ooh, ouch, that would sting. But you do that so that infection doesn't happen. So the same is true for emotional wounding. You put on a Band-Aid, you know, you protect yourself using whatever shield you have, whether it's a bad behavior or a vengeance, you know, whatever it is, I don't fucking know. But this is just a metaphor. So like, you know, there's like, I'm thinking of the Magic School Bus, because that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is like those little like, or like even COVID, remember COVID and like the model of COVID, like the spore or whatever that like was on the TV constantly. So think about that. So like you clean your cutout so that those spores don't attach. But like we've all seen like that microscope view of like bacteria, right? So think of an entity in that way. If it's hard for you because it's not a tangible thing, you can think of it in that way. If you don't heal your heart just because you can't see it or, you know, place a Band-Aid on it, doesn't mean that it wasn't affected. Doesn't mean that the pain is very real, right? This is such an interesting reading. I don't even know if we use these cards. I guess I'm just channeling from here on out. Anyway, I started working on this really cool project last night. I'm so excited, but it's gonna take a long time. Anyway, side tangent. So I think I'm saying that because I got this idea while I was in the shower because I was listening to this song, and this song triggered an idea. And then I was like, okay. So I got out of the shower and I like started working on it, right? And it was really cool. So allow yourself to be guided by your higher self, right? Like, I'm so excited about this project, and before last night it was never ever something I would have thought of, right? So to heal yourself so that those entities can't attach, right? Because like, think of them as bacteria, and I'm not trying to fearmonger, I'm just trying to come up with a good analogy for how to protect yourself emotionally and spiritually from entities. And remember that entities can cloak in the people. If you have a friend, like if you have anyone that you're in a trauma bond with, that's more than likely an entity that's feeding off of you. And that relationship either A, doesn't need to be in your life, or B, you need to figure out how they're still getting access to you if you are healed, right? And think about the cycles that you yourself are participating in, of course. Wow, this is fascinating. So with action and beginnings, and remember and awakening, remember who you are before the things that hurt you, right? And I think that's the point of healing. Whenever you're feeling any extra or too hard to handle energy, reach out for your spirit guides. This was so interesting. And remember to be yourself completely and authentically, right? Don't, and if you have a hard time with that, like if you're in, like where I am, this town is like so cut and dry. Like, it's weird. But I understand the history of this place and why it is like that. But that doesn't mean that it can't change, right? And these people are so deathly afraid of change. So, hi, I'm a catalyst where I live, so perhaps that's you as well. But the right people will find you, right? Like, I have all of these folks, like, I realize how connected to other underdogs in this town I am. Regardless, and they might not be 100% in their authenticity, but that's a battle that it's very clear that they are fighting, and I'm glad to be here to present that, right? Because when I go out in public, which is very rare, I do not like going out in public. We just started going to Tractor Supply, though, because I have to buy different cat food because I'm feeding, like, so many cats. I can't afford the regular stuff. And Tractor Supply is quite the place for someone like me. But they have a self-checkout, so it's all good. Anyway, own your differences, I guess, too. And as you do that, as you step into your authenticity, it's going to be harder for entities to feed on you. I'm really excited to work on my project today. I'm not ready to share what it is. I have literally nothing done, just the background on some stuff. But it's a digital project. So I am going to let you go here. Let me go ahead and get an affirmation for you. I think just be aware of the way shadow aspects kind of show up. And we've done a lot of shadow work. If you've been like relentlessly over here for the past year or so, I've been putting out so much to counter or to like support people healing through doing their dark night of the soul, which is not a one-night situation. Okay, it's not a one-night stand with shadows, right? It is a continuous process, right? Love you, babe. Hey, we're both wearing red. R-E-D. What's R? Q-R. No, that's Q-R. I was right. Q-R. R-E-D. Red. The beginning of the rainbow, huh, buddy? Like, stop talking to me, Mom. Shut the fuck up. Alright, we have clarity. You carry the very light that will dispel your confusion and show you the way home. It's a good synopsis. Alright. Courage. If you never spread your wings, you will never learn how to truly soar. Let's get one more. Clarity and courage, and what's next? Some more friends. No, that's like 15. Eee. Okay, this one. Dawning. Birds sing at dawn because they made it through the night. There's a new day for you to sing about. Good luck. Have a good one.